Welcome to the Quiet Room. I'm Melissa. This is a small space for reflection, for mothers in changing seasons, for the quiet thoughts that show up when the house finally slows down. Let's sit here together for a few minutes. Something I didn't expect about this stage of life is how much space there would be. Not just in the house, but in the day, in the ways the hours stretch a little differently than they used to. There was a time when my days felt full from the moment I woke up. Before my feet even hit the floor, I already knew what was needed, where I had to be, who I needed to check on, what couldn't be forgotten. There was always a next thing, and then a next thing after that. And I didn't question it, because that rhythm, it made sense. It had a purpose. But now the pace has changed. I find myself standing in the kitchen in the middle of the afternoon, and there's no rush. No one coming through the door needing something. No schedule I'm trying to stay ahead of. And for a moment, I don't quite know what to do with that. It's not uncomfortable in a big, overwhelming way. It's quieter than that, more subtle. It's the feeling of reaching for something to fill the time and realizing nothing actually needs to be filled. I've noticed how quickly I try to change that. I'll pick up my phone, start a task I don't really need to do, turn something on in the background just so it doesn't feel so quiet. Because for so long, stillness wasn't part of my everyday life. Movement was. Responsibility was. Being needed was. And when that shifts, you don't just gain time. You have to learn how to exist in it. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. What it means to not immediately fill every open space. What it feels like to let a moment just be what it is, without trying to turn it into something productive. And it's a learning process. Some days I do it well. I'll sit with a cup of coffee a little longer than I used to. I'll let my thoughts wander without interrupting them. I'll let myself be bored. I'll notice something small and actually stay with it. Other days I fall right back into old habits, moving quickly, filling the silence, looking for something to do. And I think that's part of it too. Unlearning a way of living that existed for decades. It doesn't happen all at once. But slowly I'm starting to see this space differently. It's not something that needs to be managed. It's something that's been given back to me. There's room here now for things I didn't have time for before. Thoughts that didn't get finished, ideas that stayed in the background, parts of myself that were quieter because life was louder. And I'm realizing I don't have to rush into filling it. I don't have to define it right away. Maybe this season isn't about knowing exactly what comes next. Maybe it's about letting things unfold in a way they couldn't before. Letting curiosity come back. Letting creativity show up without pressure. Letting rest exist without guilt. Because for so long, rest had a time limit. It fit in between everything else. Now it can just exist, and that's different. There's a kind of quiet confidence that starts to build here when you realize you don't have to react to everything anymore. You get to choose. Choose how your day looks. Choose what to give your energy to. Choose what matters enough to hold on to. And that kind of choice feels new, but also a little like coming home to yourself. Not the version of you from years ago, but the version of you that exists now, after everything you've lived, after everything you've given. Maybe that's what this space is really for. Not to be filled, but to be lived in. To be shaped slowly, with intention, instead of urgency. Maybe that's what this room is for. A place where nothing has to be rushed, where you can sit with the space long enough to understand it. Thank you for spending a few quiet minutes with me. This has been The Quiet Room. New reflections appear here on Sundays. Until next time, same quiet room.